Hey everyone, it's Pam and welcome back to my makeup channel. Today I'm going to be doing the eyeshadow look that I'm wearing currently, as well as the rest of the makeup you see. If this is something you're interested in, then stay tuned. Alright, so today I am going to be using the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe eyeshadow palette volume 1, which is an absolutely beautiful palette full of nice summery sort of tropical colors. I already have my face makeup on. I'm wearing the Purlisee BB cream. I've done my eyebrows and I have primed my lids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've already put on my lip gloss as well. I'm not sure why I did that first, but I'll tell you what I'm using later. So let's zoom in and get to the eye look. Alright, so for this look, I'm going to be mostly using these 4 colors in the middle. And with this palette, these 4 on the bottom are supposed to be used dry, whereas you can use the top shimmery ones wet. They don't particularly need to be wet. They actually perform very well dry as well. But to start out with, I'm going to take the Alamar Cosmetics blending brush and go in with Cocoa Taxi, oops, there it is, and just put that sort of all through my crease, including winging it out a little bit on the side. Going in here, I'm going to try to pick up a fair amount on the brush, and that palette doesn't have a mirror in it, so I just have to use another one. So I sort of practiced this look before I started filming, and I really liked what I came up with. I hope I can replicate it and even improve on it a little bit. So I have a problem winging out my looks, like trying to do a cat eye or any kind of winged shadow. If you can see, if I get real up close here, my crease here, which I almost have like a double crease, comes down almost to the corner of my eye. So it makes it very difficult to sort of work in that area. So it takes practice and some trial and error, but I think I'm getting better at it as I go. So again, trying to sort of wing this out to a little further out and up towards the tail of my eyebrow. And I really like this color. It's just a nice, beautiful, but slightly muted orange. And so that looks pretty good. Just gonna do the other eye. Alright, so I've got both eyes done. Now I just want to deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm going to stick right into the crease, not bring it out as much, and I'm going to go in with Tropico, which is this brilliant, very intense orange, and I'm going to go on a sort of nice thin pointy brush just so that I can place it exactly where I want it and not have it sort of go any higher than I want it to. So just going directly in the crease and kind of drawing that in the socket. Alright, so you can see now we've got the red on the very sort of center of the crease, but you can still see the other more yellowy orange color peeking through, which is exactly what I was going for. So I'm just going to take that same blending brush I used first and just give it a very, very quick little blend. It actually looks pretty good already, so. Alright, so we're getting to the spot where I screwed up when I was practicing. I'm going to be putting both of the bluey turquoise colors on the lid, but I just want them on the lid. I don't want them overtaking the color I've already laid down on the crease. So because of that, I'm going to take a very small sort of precision shader brush in order to do that, and I'm going to get it just a little bit wet with some of my Smashbox primer water. So I'm dipping into Veradero here. I'm just going to take it through, get both sides pretty well coated on the brush. And I'm going to take this on the outer half of my eyelid. So I'm going to really try and like carve out where the lid is, so I don't go too far up. Almost dipped into the wrong palette there. And just patting it on so it's nice and even and nice and intense. I think I might be playing it a little safe. I can go up a tiny bit higher. Alright, so that's in there. Now I will do the other side. Okay, so we've got that color on the outer half of the eyelid. It's so intense. I really like it. Now I did want to kind of wing out this color in addition to the yellow, and now I'm getting kind of scared and unsure of myself, but let's give it a shot. So I'm going to, so it'd be much easier if I didn't have to hold a mirror, but I'm just going to try to sort of go up from the edge and across here to make a little bit of a point. Oh, it's not bad. I guess it's more like a little tiny wing. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna do it on the other side. Alright, that actually went better than I was expecting it to. So now I'm going to go in with the slightly lighter color called Celia, and I want to use the same brush, so I'm just going to wipe it off on something. I guess my arm is going to have to do, and I'm going to wet it again. Oops, and that's falling on the floor now, but now into Celia, same thing, just really packing it on to both sides of the tip of the brush. And I'm going to be going in on the inner half of the eyelid. And I like to just draw out the shape on the crease first, just so that I've got some structure to it and I don't have to worry quite as much about going higher than I want to, and I can just sort of fill it in a little more easily. So where the two different colors are meeting, I'm just going to sort of pat this lighter color over top of the middle to sort of just get a little bit of a gradient going in there. A little bit more in the center. Alright, and now I'm gonna go on the other eye. Okay, so there we go. I think that is so beautiful. Now we're just going to do the lower lash line and then just do some final finishing touches. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this teeny little Luxie brush. It's just a sort of short and round brush, and I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with Cocoa. Actually, I'm going to go in with both. Cocoa Taxi and Tropico, just sort of go between them, tap off any excess, and I'm going to go under the lower lash line with this. And I'm pushing it all the way into like under that little wing there. Probably should have used a little smaller of a brush for that, but that's okay. I can clean that up. And then on the other eye as well. Alright, and then I'm just going to go in with Veradero again, and this time I'm just going to do it on a flat brush and just sort of go right very, very close to the lash line with that. I actually might just wet this one to make a bit of a more defined line. Just need to get my spray from the floor. And going in again with Veradero, just getting this right on the tip of it, so just sort of dabbing it in there. It doesn't need to be all over the brush. And going directly on the lash line, just kind of stamping it on there. Keep almost dipping into this palette, which is not the one I'm using. Okay, just a couple little finishing touches. I'm going to go into La Costa, which is just this shimmery champagne-y color, and just putting that on the brow bone. I'm trying to decide if I want to go with the gold on the center. I feel like the gold might overdo it. I did it on my practice look. I think it might... Is it too much? I don't know. I'm going to go in with La Costa again on the inner corner. I probably should have used a smaller brush, but it's fine. Just dabbing it on the inner corner there. Yeah, I think I like that better than the gold. The gold kind of overtook the entire look when I did it, although I have to say this color, which is called El Melisson, is really, really gorgeous. Let me show you a little swatch since you won't be able to see it on my eyes. It's just beautiful. I don't know where my hand is going. Sort of foiled metallic color there. So that is it for the eye look. I'm actually super happy with how that turned out. It turned out much better than my practice look that I did. So I'm just going to do a couple final face things. I'm going to go in with the Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio. This is for fair to light skin. It's a really pretty one. It's got a nice sort of cool pink here. Got this orange, which I'm honestly a little bit scared of. And then what I'm going to use is Scorcher, which is a reddish kind of coral color. Just going in with a Luxie blush brush. Dip it in here. And again, I like to do my blush sort of more on the top of the cheekbones into my temple, more so than my than on the apple of my cheek. Alright, and it doesn't look like I made, a tiny little bit of mess under my eyes, just a little bit of fallout from the look. I'm going to take this. This is the brush I use for concealer. It's from Moda and it doesn't have a name on it, but I'm just going to sort of wipe that away if it will wipe away. Oh, no, we're going to need a little extra cleanup. Bear with me. I'm just going to grab some micellar and sort of pat this off. Okay, so that was a mistake, what I just did there, and trying to wipe away that dark turquoise eyeshadow with my concealer brush, but we live and we learn. I just went and put more concealer under my eyes. I actually did it and I totally forgot to start filming again, but I used this little Moda brush, which I really like, and my Glossier Stretch Concealer. I'm just put on a little bit more. I used to always put this on with my fingers, but I find it goes on much nicer if I do it with this brush. It just sort of gives a really nice blend, makes it go into the skin in a very natural way. I've also stopped putting my concealer right up to sort of like under the lash line because that's where I have the most creases, and that's where the concealer starts creasing up and looking cakey. So I just don't put it there anymore, and it works really nice. So I did that, and then I just touched up the blush a little bit because I had sort of wiped the tops of it away. I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Lip Oil in the color Peach Tease. That's what I'm currently wearing. It's a really nice lip oil. It's got a nice consistency. I've already reapplied it, but I forgot to film, so I'm just going to dab a little bit on. Feels really nice. It has a nice sort of sweet taste and smell, but not super peachy like the peach palette is. So that is it for this look. I'm actually really excited and happy with how it came out. This Alamar Reina del Caribe palette is just beautiful, sort of the perfect summer palette with these beautiful, vibrant colors, and I should really use it more than I do. I've only used it a couple times, but every time I've used it, I've just been so happy with it. Let's see if we can get some more close-ups. Look down so you can see under my hooded eyes at what the eyeshadow actually looks like. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. I'm even happy with my little wings, which are usually so difficult for me to pull off. But yes, that is it for this video. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Also, if there's any kind of videos you'd like to see from me in the future, palettes you want me to use, anything else you want to know, just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.